Timmy Raines, the super speedster for Montreal, got the run for the Expos in the first inning with a single, stole second, moved to third on a pass ball, and scored on a Gary Carter groundout. That's been the Expos offense today. Right now, Enos Cavell, the first baseman of the Giants, with a strikeout and a single to center. So San Francisco is on top 2-1. Knocked off the glove by Scott, and here is Billy North trying to score. He is going to be out at the plate. Great recovery off the glove of Rodney Scott at second, and Gary Carter had the plate blocked off, and Enos Cavell will get a base hit out of it, but no RBI because North is shot down.
And here it is. Rodney Scott makes a nice play on this. Gets back, good throw to Carter. Carter holds onto the ball, and North tried to upset him. Look at North. He knew what to do all the way. Had a chance at it, and it had to be a good throw, and it was a nice bounce off the carpet. And Carter stayed in there and got him out.
So a pair of runs on 3 base hits. The Giants take the lead. And at the end of 4.5 innings in San Francisco, it's the Giants 2 and the Expos 1.
The story of it. On the mound, bottom of the second inning, 1-0 Angels. Doug Rao making his first American League.
In the impossible dream year of 1967. Then on to Oakland for championships and World Series victories. And Anaheim for the Angels, and now here in Montreal. And he'll have Jerry White leading off at the bottom of the 5th inning for the Expos. White, the right fielder, grounded out in the second. He'll be followed by Chris Spire, and the number 3 hitter and 9 hitter in the order will be Steve Rogers. Vida Blue with a 2-1 lead has given up 3 hits. Ball 1.
Speed still there. He's throwing with ease. He's got that good rising fastball, as you saw it right there. And that's good heat down the middle.
1 ball and 1 strike. Vida Blue going for his 3rd one of the year. He has dropped a pair. Well hit toward the left field corner. White will go for extra bases as Martin plays the ball toward second. And White has a double. That is the first extra base hit for Montreal. And the 4th hit of the game. So that gets the crowd going.
There's the ball off the wall. It takes a little bit of a tricky hit, hot, and he caught it on the air, which was a great play by the left fielder, Jerry, out there. And Terry White steals, motors into second. I didn't know White was that fast.
Oh, he's a good
motored around that ball.
You know, he was a regular center fielder here a few years ago, but then he started playing the yo-yo game, up and down, back to the minors and back, Chicago and back. Chris Spire struck out of the second. Ball 1 from Vida Blue. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Giants. 1 run, 4 hits for the Expos. Jerry White at second. Tying run. Vida checks the scoreboard in center field. May works the signs, remembering with the runner at second, they do a switch. Strike. 1-1.
I can't get over that pitch last inning when he went to 3-2, when Rogers went to 3-2 on North. He should have never done it because it allowed the runners to be running on 3-2 and 2 outs. That's why they're down 2-1.
1-1 pitch. Spire fouls it off to the first base side.
White's got some good pitches. That last White impressed me because that was a nice, good fastball that he hit off the wall in left field. And Martin made a nice play catching it off the wall.
John Gonzalez, our director, and producer George Finkel showing it all to you right here. Vida Blue against Chris Spire. Just a bluff move, nobody covering back there. With Jerry Manuel, the backup shortstop of the Expos, on the disabled list, Spire's not going to get much rest because Rodney Scott would be the logical backup for him, and there's no way that Dick Williams wants to take him away from second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dick Williams says as long as Spire is healthy, I don't care if he bats 200 or 100. He says his glove is what I need in there for good defense. So anything he hits is a bonus for him.
And he anchors, too. He's the anchor of that infield.
Yes, he is, boy. You watch him out there, and he'll scream and yell at Rodney. I mean, move over. Move over. You know you can't play it there. Move back. Move back.
The fans call for action in Montreal. The Expos are down by a score of 2-1. Nice stop by Blue. No play at second. He thought he had one. Jerry White got back in a hurry. Spire is gone. Johnny LeMaster cut behind the runner, and Blue thought he might have a shot.
But Blue does a nice job. The other play went on his knees to make it. Nice grab. Safety. Checks him. Shall I throw? No. Good, wise decision. Good, smart, wise decision by Blue. Would have been a close play at second. Maybe, maybe not. But an easy out at first. Got the man back, looked him back, threw over to first. 1 out.
Here's the man they call Cy. He's been on this Expos roster now longer than any other player. Steve Rogers. To the right side, that'll move the runner over. Joe Morgan makes the play, and Rogers is gone, but he got White to third. Now, Mr. Excitement coming up. And Ron Luciano with you from Montreal. Mr. Excitement is coming to the plate. Rookie Tim Raines, who leads the National League in hitting at .372 coming into the ball game. He had stolen 26 bases in 24 games coming into this one. 26 out of 28 attempts, and what did he do in the first inning? He singled, stole second, moved to third on a pass ball, scored on a ground out. That's the only run right now for the Expos, but he's got a chance to give them the lead, or at least tie it up. Jerry White is a runner at third base. Ball one. The last thing that a pitcher wants to do is walk Tim Raines. They have put clocks on him. His first base coach, Steve Boros, clocks the pitcher's delivery time to the plate. If Raines gets aboard, it's like an extra base hit. Low, ball two. It's 2-1 San Francisco as the Giants grab the lead in the top of the fifth on a 2-run double by Billy North. And a pitcher's duel between Vida Blue of the Giants and Steve Rogers of the Montreal Expos. 2 balls, no strikes. Strike one.
Oh, I'll tell you, we'll watch White at third. Everybody's booing. Tim's so exciting to this whole match, this whole game. He does things that the crowd was really quiet until he came up. Now they're bumping, and every heartbeat is on that pitch right there. And it's 2-2. And Blue is back out. Oof, he was in a hole 2-0, and now it's 2-2.
Timmy Raines last night stole 4 bases against the Giants. They were down by a score of 4-1. He stole second, he stole third. They gave him a standing ovation. Before the night was over, he had 4 steals and 4 attempts. And if he keeps going the way he is going now, he'll break every record in the book. Lou Brock, all of them. Wills, everything. Outside, ball 3, strike 2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning in Montreal with the Giants leading 2-1. Look at the concentration on Blue. He didn't want to lose this guy. But he did. Look at Vida Blue dropped him out here.
He wanted that pitch. He wanted it. He thought it was on the corner. Jerry Dale, the umpire, said, no, it's outside. Boy, Blue is really hot. Here it is. Is it outside or isn't it? Too close. Too close. Oh, Jerry Dale, you call it a ball. You saw Vida jump. Out comes Robinson. He's going to calm Vida down and also go over what they're going to do in case Raines goes to second. Do you just let him go into second? Do you cut him off? He's asking Milt May right now. Do you think it was a strike? Milt says, I don't know. It was close.
Steve Boros has a clock in his right hand. See it? I hope you can see it. Maybe you can't right now, but he carries a little stopwatch in the right hand. It's probably tucked behind the belt right now, and he clocks every pitch that the pitcher throws for speed. Now, they've got this thing figured out scientifically on how long it takes the pitcher to make his move to the plate, how long it takes the catcher to throw to second. And Timmy Raines can go from first to second in 3.2. And Charlie Metro, the Dodgers scout who is here, says there is nobody. If Raines gets a proper break, there's no pitcher or catcher is going to throw this. They're not going to keep this guy from stealing second. They just can't do it.
He said the fastest combination Charlie ever clocked was Munson and Fritz Peterson, and they were clocked at 3-3. So therefore, Raines could even beat them.
All right, the decision has been made about the runner at first. Vida Blue with a 2-1 lead. Has two down, will face Scott. Rodney, a switch hitter, has walked and grounded out. Ball one.
Now they know right now whether or not they're going to throw through, whether or not they're going to take a chance on throwing through it and try to get Tim at second, or whether or not it's just a half throw and Vito cut it off, try to catch White going back to third, or whether there's no throw at all.
Runner going.
There it goes. It's a throw to third.
And it almost went into left field. And that's what Tim Raines does to the opposition. The Giants put a play on, and May almost threw the ball away, and that would have scored 2 runs.
You hit it right on the head, Merle. Exactly. They just, watch, everybody shook up on this. He knows he's going to third. He comes up over the right-handed batter, and White was out back with ease. There he is. He's back there with plenty of time to spare. And it was a nice play by Darrell Evans to stop that ball. And Tim could have scored from first as fast as he is.
So it's a ball and a strike. Giants lead 2-1. Scott, 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Raines with 2 stolen bases today. Has 28 for the season. 28 in 25 games, this being the 25th game. He's only 21 years old. A little bit low and away. Ball 2 and strike 2, and I think Vida wanted that one also.
Vida's pressing. He wants everything right now.
Rodney Scott hitting but 179 coming into the ball game, but he is a fixture here. He's part of the go-go front end of that lineup. Joe Morgan, the old pro, and the inning is over. So Vida Blue gets out of it, giving up a double and a walk and a stolen base, but no more. At the end of 5, it's the San Francisco Giants 2, the Montreal Expos 1.
Stadium, Atlanta. Tony Scott on third, Keith Hernandez on first, George Hendrick, the silent one, at the plate. And
1975. So it's Clark, Evans, and Martin. The middle of the order coming up against Steve Rogers of the Expos. Shot to left, Tim Raines. He can outrun the ball, but this was easy for him anyway. 1 out. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Merle Harmon and Ron Luciano with you from Montreal. Darrell Evans coming up with 1 out of the 6th. 8-game hitting streak, but he's 0 for 2 today. Evans was part of that Atlanta trio of Dave Johnson and Hank Aaron that hit 40 or more homers in one season, a major league record. Fouled it away, strike 1. 1973 is when the Atlanta trio hit all those homers. Ball, and it's 1-1. We talked about a big crowd here today. It's the biggest of the season, to be exact. 48,149. Good breaking ball.
And they came to see Tim Raines run, and boy, they've seen it twice so far. No contest both times.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Darrell Evans made a nice play last inning, stopping that ball of Milt Mays. He threw down trying to get White.
Foul, let it play. Talking about the Expos speed, they now have 51 stolen bases and have been caught but 8 times.
Wow. Those are impressive figures.
1 and 2 to Darrell Evans. Foul ball. The Expos are in a virtual tie for first place in the Eastern Division, with St. Louis, Montreal, and Philadelphia in a log jam. Steve Rogers going for his 4th win of the year. He's looking for a 20-victory season. Right now he's behind 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pittsburgh is 4 games back. The Mets and the Cubs follow them. Cubs are 4-19. Can you believe that?
Yes.
3 balls, 2 strikes. In the top of the 6th, Cincinnati 7, Houston 2. Fly ball to center. Dawson is there. 2 down. Evans is now 0 for 3 in his bid to keep his hitting streak alive.
Evans wants this pitch. He knows what it is. It's going to be a sinker. He goes after it. And son of a gun, look at the expression on his face when it ran straight up. Ooh, how did I miss that? Ooh, if it wasn't wet, I would have hit it.
So there are 2 down. Jerry Martin twice has grounded to short, fouls it away. Steve Rogers has given up 2 runs, 5 hits. He had a shutout for the first 4 innings. Martin has twice grounded to the shortstop, came into the game hitting at .229. So his replacement, or his replacing Larry Herndon so far has paid no dividends for the Giants.
No, and he did make that nice play in left field, so maybe, well, it's been status quo then. He made the nice play in left field, and Larry probably would have made a nice play. And Larry wasn't supposed to hit because he can't hit Rogers, who we're looking at right there. And he hasn't hit. So the computer's right. They should have played me in there.
No, wrong. 2 down, nobody on, 6th inning, Giants 2, Expos 1.
Well, Clark, I'm checking the computer again, tapes. Nice curveball. Got on top of it. Nice, easy inning for Rogers.
1, 2, 3. We've played 5.5. The Expos trail by a run. It'll be Dawson, Carter, and Cromartie. The power coming up in the 6th for Montreal.
Against one Eichelberger, Manny Kingston trio hits one through the hole on the left side, and the Phils, who are leading,
Are watching the Expos against the Giants on this fine afternoon for baseball. The Giants lead at 2-1. The Expos jumped in front of the first inning on the speed of Timmy Raines. But then the Giants came back in the 5th to get 2 and take the lead. And Andre Dawson, who has struck out and grounded out, will lead off for the Expos in the bottom of the 6th. Then Gary Carter, followed by Warren Cromartie. Boston Red Sox are jumping all over Toronto today as Vida Blue gets ready for the bottom of the 6th inning.
You gotta love Dawson. We're looking at Vida Blue right now, but you gotta love Dawson. He does everything right. He's a 300 hitter. He's a good Gold Glove man, and in center field, when he plays center field, Ted Williams said that the shallower the center fielder plays, the better he is. And this year, he won a Gold Glove last year, and this year he's moved in even more. Dawson is even shallower this year, and what he's doing is taking Tim Raines under his belt. He's out there before every ball game and after every ball game, takes him out for pizza, they said afterwards. They talk together, and he's showing them the little things that make a good fielder, a great fielder. And he says that Tim Raines is the best student he's ever had. He's listening to him. And it's a nice, nice thing when one teammate can go over to another and say, hey, I want to help you so much because I like you and you're a nice guy, and share with him some of the greatness that he's been doing. And again, that's Dick Williams' influence, because Dick is the type of manager. I'm saying nice things about you, Dawson, where you hit the ball, but Dick Williams is the manager that can tell the rest of his ball team and get them together, get them to work as a unit. I know the old adage they used to say about Boston, 25 people go on the field and 25 people walk off the field and grab 25 different cabs. They don't do it on this club. Dawson hits it to right field, but it's an easy out for Jack Clark, right to him. So Dawson, I said nice things about you, and you did it. You made an out, but that's all right. You're 1 for 3 today. That brings up Gary Carter.
I'll tell you one thing, he has the right name for playing in Montreal, doesn't he? Andre?
Yeah.
Boy, they fell in love with him immediately. Gary Carter ground out in the first inning, but got an RBI, his 14th of the year. Then he bounced to the pitcher in the 4th inning. Gary's been struggling with the bat, though, as Ron alluded to earlier.
Yeah, let's see if he lunges at it now.
Yeah.
He's swinging at bad pitches and lunging. Now let's see if he lunges. Now watch his front shoulder get out there before the rest of his body. He stayed back well on that. And the ball was bad. He didn't swing. The 2 things you do when you try to get anxious, you swing at bad pitches and you lunge. Your body gets out before your arms.
You know, Gary was originally a right fielder for the Expos, but he kept, well, he was gung-ho, which he still is. He kept crashing into the wall over at little old Jerry Park, and they finally decided maybe he better be a catcher, where it's a little safer for him. He just got whacked. It's not so safe being a batter.
Shows me a little class there. Didn't hurt, didn't hurt, didn't hurt. Like heck it didn't hurt. You know anything the Vita Blues throws up there, it's going to hurt. Gets him right on the shin, right on the left shin, and it's smart.
Blue got 2 for the price of 1 there.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to hurt Mill. Mills having a tough enough time with Reigns. Carter's at first. We got something going again. And here comes the Expo fans. You can hear them in the background.
Cromartie 0 for 2 is grounded out twice. Drive to left center. Billy North, good jump call. Good play by Billy North in center field. So Cromartie gave it a jolt, but North ran it down, and Carter is back to first.
Billy North knows what to do in center field. Cromartie goes down after the pitch. A good fastball. He thinks it's really hit hard. Old Pro makes it look easy. And does the smart thing as soon as he catches it. Doesn't wallow in his own self-righteousness. He gets that ball back into the infield very quickly, knowing that any one of those guys can run, even Carter.
Tim Wallach, the third baseman, is the batter. Wallach is a real power plant. We talked about all of his home runs in the minor leagues. 18 is, this is only his 3rd year in pro ball. 18 his 1st year in Memphis, starting in Double-A. Last year, smashed 36 at Denver and drove it 124 runs.
I don't know about Denver, though. Is that like Atlanta? Do the balls pop out of there? Is it easier to hit them? They say that high altitude. No, I'm just bringing it up. I don't know. I spent a little time there, but...
it flies. It really does. There's no doubt about it.
36 home runs. That's a lot of home runs to hit, even in a park where the ball flies out.
2 balls, no strikes to Tim Wallach. Vida Blue on the mound. Fouled out a play down the right field line. Jack Clark giving Chase no chance. We were talking about the Red Sox a moment ago. You talk about a bounce back. We saw them last week, and they looked pitiful. They went into a 7-game losing streak. They're now on a hot streak. They are murdering Toronto today, 9-3 in the 9th inning. And Elias Sosa goes to work in the bullpen for Montreal. 9-2, 9-3 rather, Boston. Upstairs, 3 balls and a strike. The American League East. How about those Cleveland Indians? They're hanging in there. The Yankees and Baltimore and Milwaukee has lost 3 in a row now, while Baltimore's won 3 in a row. But Dave Garcia's done a great job in Cleveland. And a walk goes to Wallach. And that'll send Carter the tying run on to second. Wallach, the lead run, moves down to first. And Vida Blue's got a bit of a problem with Jerry White coming to the plate.
Now, they wanted Valentine in the ball game, but of course he got hurt again. Blue Cross has offered to buy his contract up after he's been hurt so much the last 2 years. And they originally put in Roland Office. And now, on a hunt, on a whim, he took Roland Office out and put White in. Now, let's see if Dick Williams did it right. See where the hunch pays off instead of the computer. He had Roland Office written in on the lineup card.
Yeah, but Office is a left-handed batter. And I think part of that switch had to be because they weren't certain the Blue was going to pitch or not.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't talk to Williams about that. I just thought...
Fly ball to left center, but not deep. In fact, it's short left center. Spire, check that. Lemaster is back, and that'll do it. So Blue gets out of the inning, leaving 2 men aboard. And we'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
This game, 2 out. He retired the first 2 guys, and here's Mike Schmidt. Doesn't look like he gets all of it, but...
Area. That's next Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, right here on NBC Sports. And isn't that something that Boston has done such a turnaround? My goodness. A week ago they couldn't win. This week they can't lose. Steve Boros out of the University of Michigan, as is our producer, George Finkel. Hail to the victors. They were classmates back. Steve went into baseball. George went into television.
I don't know about George, but I know Burroughs was a straight-A student.
the Giants come to bat in the top of the 7th. Joe Morgan will lead off against Steve Rogers, who is trailing 2-1. Joe 0 for 2 today, to be followed by Milt May and John LeMaster. Johnny Bench has hit a 2-run homer for Cincinnati, and the Reds lead Houston 9-2 after 6. Steve Rogers. Morgan, first ball hitting, fouls it away. You know, we're talking to Frank Robinson about Joe Morgan yesterday. He said, you know, I think there's going to come a time when Joe's going to have to make some adjustments, you know, because maybe the reflexes aren't as quick as they are. Joe said before the game today, no, he said, I'm as quick as I ever was. He said, but he said, I got off to a good start. He got 10 RBIs in a hurry, popped a couple of home runs, and he pulled the muscle in the rib cage area. And he said, but it's coming back now. But he says, as long as I feel the quickness, as long as I feel the snap, he said, I can play a lot of ball games.
Defensively, there's no difference in Morgan. Maybe he can't cover quite the amount of ground he did, but his reflexes are there for going down after the ball. But you can tell with 192 average, even though he has a sore rib, he hasn't hit the ball like the Joe Morgan of old, like MVP 2 years in a row. He has not connected. And Rogers is mad at himself again.
He was 10 years younger when he did that.
Well, that's true.
He was the MVP 2 years in a row, too, at Cincinnati. He won everything. He drove in over 100 runs and hit 27 homers or so.
That famous flicking of the left arm.
You know why he does that?
Yes, but tell me.
Early in his career, he said he would keep his elbow in. And when he flicks that, he said that was a reminder to keep his elbow out away from his body. And he just has done it instinctively over the years. There it is. See it? Base hit to right center for Joe Morgan. You know, I used to think that his shoulder was out of whack or something.
There's the classic swing of an MVP 2 years in a row. Now that's a good, quick, level swing. The one-arm extension follow-through like Lau has been teaching the past few years, and everybody's going to it. Charlie Lau, now batting coach with Yankees. Get your strong arm over the top and release the weak arm.
Just for the record, Joe was MVP in 75 and 76 at Cincinnati. And the only other man to win it twice in a row was Ernie Banks back in the 50s. And that brings us up to Milt May. Runner going. Shot to shortstop and no play at second. In fact, the second baseman Scott wasn't covering. The ball was hit so hard on this artificial turf that Rodney was just kind of looking as Spire went over there. And with the runner, Joe Morgan, moving, no chance for a play at second.
Hit and run all the way. Milt gets on it. The pitch is up in the strike zone. The ball takes a vicious hop up into Chris's chest. Chris makes a nice move. Didn't even check for Rodney because he didn't expect him to be there. On the hit and run, he knew there was no chance at second. Glue in the infield. We said it before. Spire makes a nice recovery on a bad, bad hop.
So it snowballs in a strike now to John LeMaster. Giants 2, Expos 1, top of the 7th inning.
Johnny LeMasters.
Ida Blue to bat next. There he is in the on-deck circle.
Johnny batted. They had him batting first last week, trying to something new. Now he's back to batting 8th and got a good shot at 9th.
A ball to strike, 1 out. LeMaster doubled and scored the first run, the tying run for the Giants in the 5th inning. By the way, the Johnny Bench home run was the 358th of his career. It came today, and he tied Yogi Berra on the all-time home run list at 358. Pitch down low by Steve Rogers. Morgan at second with a single, moving up on the ground ball on the hit and run. John LeMaster, one of the reasons that Spire moved to Montreal, a good glove man, and the Giants wanted to use him. Foul at a play. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Another man that worked on the weights over the winter, LeMasters.
Yeah, he put on about 10, 12 pounds.
Yeah, but look at him. How can you tell? Look at the size of him. He looks like a match.
He's also toyed with switch hitting, I believe, in spring training this year.
Well, a 221 lifetime average, so be worth a shot.
Sure, why not? a play to the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Giants 2, Expos 1. Giants at bat at the top of the 7th in Montreal. Merle Herman and Ron Luciano with you.
You know, if he keeps going after pitches like that, he might better switch. Try it left-handed. Of course, Rogers putting him to sleep. There he is. Take 2 more breaths. There's LeMasters. Look at that. Look at those legs. Whew.
And a fly ball to right. Out of play. Back into the stands. Foul. Joe Morgan, who had a tremendous September for Houston, helping Houston down that stretch and really created excitement, is the runner at second. And Stan Bonson is the pitcher on the right who is warming up. No, wait a minute. We're in the wrong bullpen. The Giants. That's Lavelle on the left. Now, who's that on the right?
I can't see that far.
Brining is warming up. He's the right-hander. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just missed. Bonson is warming up in the bullpen for Montreal right now.
What's Bonson, 33 now? He's up there in age. Him and Fryman, if they warm up today, they're going to pitch tomorrow. Takes them that long to get loose.
Woody Fryman, he's something else, isn't he? Gary Carter with all the switches with the runner at second on the signs. Just missed. LeMaster is on with a free ride. So Steve Rogers gives up a walk and has 2 men aboard. Out at second is Joe Morgan. He started the inning with a single, and LeMaster with a free ride is on at first. 2 men aboard, 1 out, and Vida Blue coming up.
Another MVP. Switch hitting MVP.
Vida walked in the 5th inning and scored the lead run, and I know that Steve Rogers is still kicking himself over that. Not only the walk, but walking the pitcher, and then the runner becoming the lead run in the game. Infield looking for the bunt, even with 1 out. Fouled it off, strike 1.
There it is. They had a play on. They had Carter going after the ball all the way, and they let Tim Wallach stay at third. So Rogers, who we said earlier, remember, he falls off to the left. He cannot feel that ball towards third cleanly. And that's going to be a tough play now for Rogers. If Vida can get that ball towards third base, it's going to force Tim off that bag. Spires is going to come in and talk to Rogers right now and tell him, you've got to fall off. All right, I know it. But remember, he's telling you one thing, but you've got to do it now.
You think they switched the play? Maybe the shortstop going to third?
I don't think so. Not yet, no.
No balls, a strike. And they show that play, though. They showed Spire going to third as Rogers spun off of the mound. They brought Wallach in from third and were sending Spire to third. Now here, maybe somebody got confused.
That's what it was. Somebody didn't do something right. So Rodney's coming in to start all over square one. They're going to have a play on. They know it. And now it's on. The last time they left Tim Wallach at third, and they let Rogers cover the whole thing. Let's see if they do it the same way.
Giants lead 2-1. They're at bat in the top of the 7th. Wallach over at third base will play it close. Let's see if he stays. They all stay. And it's strike 2. 0-2 to Vida Blue.
And Robinson put the hit on Vida. Swing away, Vida. Robinson, I'll confuse the whole works. I don't care what kind of play you put on. I'm going to have the guy hit away. Only it didn't work.
No balls, 2 strikes. Wallach has to make the play, and the runners move up, and he didn't get Blue either. Wallach got a late start on the play from third. Apparently, he had a quick second guess. Am I supposed to make the move or not? Is the play on or not? Let's see.
Again, you watch Rogers fall off to the wrong side. If he doesn't fall off, he can get over there in time. Tim comes over, picks it up, throws it over, and Rodney just Says caught the ball, but not in time. Runge said he beat the play. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad Paul called it. Tie goes to the runner, and therefore the man's safe at first.
The bases are loaded for Billy North. It'll be a base hit for Vida Blue. Billy had a 2-run double in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 2 today with a walk. 1 out. Infield up. Ball 1. Fastball. The bases are loaded with Giants. Morgan at 3rd, LeMaster at 2nd, Blue at 1st, the infield tight for the possible play at the plate, and the outfield is rather shallow and around to the left. Moved it over for a strike. 1-1 to Billy North.
Billy wants a ball checked. He says if it was a strike, it moved awfully funny. See if it has any blood on it. No, it's all right. Jerry Dale says it's all right. Carter and him are talking it over whether or not that last pitch did do anything.
Giants lead it 2-1 with Morgan at 3rd, John LeMaster at 2nd base, Vida Blue with an infield hit at 1st. 1 out. 1-1 to Billy North. Strike 2 with the breaking stuff. The Giants lead it 2-1. Steve Rogers trying to hold on here in the top of the 7th. North with 6 RBIs for the season now. Missed outside. Ball 2 and strike 2.
Shouldn't have wanted that pitch anyway. The curveball was high. He's lucky it wasn't over the plate more. Really, North could have put it out of here and grand slammed it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped it high, 3rd base side for the dugout. No chance for Wallach. So the count stays 2-2. The Expos grabbed the lead in the 1st inning on a single by Raines, a steal of 2nd by Raines, a pass ball, and a ground out by Gary Carter. Steve Rogers made that 1-0 lead stand up into the 5th, when with 2 down LeMaster double, Blue walked, and North doubled them both home. And that's where we are right now, 2-1, but North has got a chance to really put a dent into the Expos. Bases loaded, 1 out. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And Rogers is really digging himself a hole. He walked LeMasters to bring up the pitcher, and then he fell off to the left side and didn't get over fast enough to pick up that ball, so we got an infield hit by Vida Blue, and now 3-2 on North. And Dick Williams is fuming. Whew.
Payoff pitch will come with 1 out. Well hit to right field. That ball is going. Gone. A grand slam for Billy North. Billy North just planted one in the seats, and he has 6 runs batted in for the day, all of them for the Giants.
Not a bad day's work.
Billy North, a grand slam homer, his first home run of the year. He had doubled in 2 runs in the 5th, and the Giants lead 6-1.
He got him where he wanted to, 3-2, and he knew he had to come in with a fastball, and he did, right down the middle, and North timed it perfectly. Pulled it right to the right side. Good wood on it. Look at the smile on Billy North's face. Happy, happy man.
So Billy North has had himself a day, and here's Enos Cabell, 2 for 3. Fly ball to right. Along the line comes White and takes it for the out. There are 2 down.
There's that happy bench. Of course, the Expo natives are getting restless. They give me a little few boos now and then.
The Giants have 13 home runs as a team for the year, showing a lack of power in this early part of the season at least. Stan Bonson is warmed up and ready if Dick Williams wants it. And he no doubt will want him because Rogers is coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th as the 2nd man to come up. Clark bangs one to left. It's deep. That ball carrying well off the wall. It'll be fielded out there by Andre Dawson, and Clark goes into 2nd with a double. So Jack Clark with a single and a double, 2 out of 4, keeps the hit parade going, the 9th hit of the game for the Giants. And the fans are calling for Dick Williams, but the fans may not be looking at the same scorecard that Dick is.
And here it is. And we told you Clark has power, and he just powers that pitch right off the wall. Tim played this nice. He went towards the wall, and he knew it was going to be off the wall, and Dawson backed him up. Look at Williams. Ooh, boy. If looks could talk, I think he's going to have a few words for Rogers when he comes in.
Darrell Evans is the 8th man to bat this inning, has grounded out and flied out twice. It is 6-1 San Francisco. Strike 1 at the belt. 2 runs in the 5th, knocked in by Billy North. 4 runs here in the 7th, knocked in by Billy North. And at second base, Jack Clark with 2 away. One and 1 to Evans. Darrell needs the base hit to keep his streak alive. He's hit safely in 8 consecutive ball games. We have something thrown on the field out of the left field bleachers, and it's retrieved by Tim Raines. It's probably the only time you'll see him jog in the ballpark. The rest of the time, it's sprinting. One ball and a strike. To the outside corner, and Evans took it. 1 and 2.
And again, you knew he was going to be in trouble because he's getting that curveball way up. And when he's not getting the curveball up, then you can guess what's coming next, and that's the fastball.
In short right field, Scott makes the play, and the inning is over. So it's 4 runs with 4 base hits. And the Giants take a 6-1 lead. But coming up for the Expos, it'll be Spire, then Rogers due to bat, and the speedy Tim Raines. And now here's another installment of the 7th inning stretch.
Spice presents. The 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Old Spice Stick Deodorant, the deodorant that works overtime.
Bill Terry was never a flashy player. He performed instead with a gutsy workaday brilliance. As first baseman of the New York Giants, Bill had an astounding season in 1930, wrapping a league record 254 base hits, batting .401 and being acclaimed MVP. Bill was always strong-willed, and he often battled publicly with manager John McGraw. But when McGraw retired, Bill became player-manager, and he drove the Giants to pennants in 1933 and 36. A knee injury forced Bill out of the lineup when he was 35, but he still managed the Giants into another World Series. Whether he played or whether he managed, Bill Terry offered no false hustle.
To left field, Otis is up now, and Tommy John, the pitcher. Here comes a double. It's going to go right back in the corner. Lou Piniella.
The bat, he's on deck. He'll replace Rogers. But Lou has been masterful, and it's proved that, at least today, a power pitcher is better than a sinker ball pitcher. Lou's come back and just reared back every time he needed it, thrown the ball by him, or got him to pop it up. He was only in trouble really 1 inning.
And the bullpen is busy for Montreal. Ratzer is getting ready. He got cuffed around a bit in his last outing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-1 San Francisco. Bottom of the 7th in Montreal. Foul out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes to Spire. The Expos haven't scored since the 1st when they took a 1-0 lead. The Giants moved in front of the 5th on Billy North's 2-run double, and then came North's grand slam in the top of this inning. Deep in the hole, the play! Not in time. LeMaster couldn't quite get it there in time. Johnny LeMaster gave it his best shot, but Spire beat it out.
LeMaster's really showed you something on this play. You see Evans go after the ball right there, and it's by him. LeMaster's backhands it to the pirouette in the air, a good, strong throw from that deep in the hole. And, of course, he didn't have a chance on it, but you got to, maybe that workout during the winter helped him with the weights. Of course, he didn't show it with that body yet, but that was a nice try by Johnny Lemasters. Of course, pitch hitting now, we're going to have Larry Parrish.
Who's really been battling a slump.
Yeah, he's in the doghouse right now.
With the fans.
And the manager.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, he did. Not very happy with his overall performance.
Foul down the right field line. That'll be into the stands. The ball and a strike.
He was a little perturbed. Not only the bat, he said the fielding was not going around like it should. And he wasn't doing the aggressiveness on the bases like he likes all his ball players to do.
Parrish is coming off an injury of a year ago, which held him down to 126 ball games. He had a knee injury. He really hasn't been swinging well. Hasn't been driving the ball at all. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball and 2 strikes.
Six to 1, and they're trying to get something going. They got Chris Spire first. Biden takes a look at him.
And Parrish, you can see how tightened up he is with his swing. That is not the Parrish swing at all. He's really fighting it.
No, he's fighting himself. He's fighting everything. Pretty good pitch by Vida. Gets it down in the strike zone. But he tries to go down after it. And not a good pitcher's cut like Parrish usually takes. And again, a bad pitch to swing at. He's trying too hard, and you swing at bad pitches when you do it. So Enos Capel there standing next to Spire. And here he is, Mr. Excitement. He's back up again.
This is the only time Vida Blue has been comfortable all day. There's already a runner on first. Range rips it, however, and it is caught by Billy North in center field. There are 2 down. And the runner at first, Chris Spire. 3 times today, Raines had come up with first base open. Once as the leadoff man, 2 other times with first base open. Twice he got aboard. Once he stole, once he scored. Right now, Rodney Scott with a walk and 2 ground balls to the second baseman. Strike 1. Of course, remembering that Vida Blue was an MVP with the Oakland A's, we'll be announcing our MVP of this ball game. Before we crank it up today, Billy North, he's got to be a factor. That's his first career grand slam, the one he hit in the 7th inning. The 3rd home run he's ever hit batting left-handed. An all-time RBI mark, high mark for him in 1 ball game. 6 RBIs. So Billy North has had himself a day, almost a career. Foul ball off the bat of Rodney Scott.
And he started off slowly, getting thrown out at second base.
Yep, he walked in the first, was thrown out trying to steal.
Right.
His 6 RBIs today give him 10 for the year. He had 4 coming into the game. So Billy North has to be a candidate. Vida Blue has to be a candidate.
How about that nice catch in center field by Billy North, too?
Yeah. Billy North Day in Montreal.
Oh, Vida, come on. Good recovery.
Into the dirt, a nice pickup by Cabell.
We're telling you how bad Cabell is at first. We're telling you how bad he is. He can't pick up the ball as well, doesn't short hop it. Vida makes a tough play out of this. He sort of nonchalants it. It goes into his glove, bounces off. Finally picks it up, throws it into the dirt. Cabell gets it, and it's 6-1.
Second base. Pete Rose is up. He did it to him last night, and he does it again now. He singles to center field.
As the Giants come to bat at the top of the 8th inning, 26-year-old Steve Ratzer out of Patterson, New Jersey, is going to pitch for the Montreal Expos. With Denver last year, he won 15, lost 4. Came up with the Expos, had 1 start, no record. But this year, he is 1-0, but his ERA is 8.25 in 6 ball games. He's pitched 12 innings.
He's a mop-up man for him, but what he does very well, he's got good control. Puts the ball over the plate.
Jerry Martin, the first batter to face him, whacks one into left center field, and he is aboard.
And he got the ball over the plate.
Indeed he did.
Except Martin. Gave it right back to him.
Joe Morgan started the rally in the 7th, and that's what he did so often last year for the Houston Astros. He had 5 home runs, 17 RBIs in September last season in the pennant drive for Houston. And that's no pitch. Time was called. So, and Joe also, you may recall, had that pep talk for the Houston Astros the first part of September. And they really started to turn things, well, not turn it around. They were in the pennant race, but they stayed in the pennant race. And of course, who can forget that dramatic playoff with Philadelphia after they'd beaten the Dodgers in the 1-game playoff after they tied for the divisional crown.
But Bill Verdon and the rest of the Astros didn't think, here's a throw with a first, he's back, didn't think that Joe could do it anymore. He could in the field, and that's what they said. They said, but his bat will not come through over 162 games for us, and we need somebody who can hit the ball, especially in the wide open spaces of Houston.
Could be 2. And Spire completes the double play. Stepped on the bag, fired to first, no problem. Easy, DP. 2 down.
Classic double play right there. Spire takes it himself. Gets out of the way. Good body control. Out by 2 steps. We're going to run a training film. We'll show that one. There he is, Chris. Mr. Glue on the infield. Doesn't get paid to hit. That's what I'll tell you. He'd like to, but he gets paid for the glove.
Now Milt May is up for the Giants. Strike 1 from Retzer.
Going to give Vite a breather. Going to take a couple pitches here. It's been a fast inning.
Milt is 0 for 3 today. You've been talking to this guy. That's 2-0. No, but I know where you're coming from.
No, he's going to. Milt's been around for a year. He knows his pitchers. He's going to give him a little stay. Okay, now 1-1. Now he's going to swing at it.
That was part of the plan too. Foul one off.
Right.
Okay.
Foul one off. Just to keep in there. But I told you about Ratzer. He gets the ball around the plate. They may get a lot of hits off, a lot of runs, but he's not going to walk too many. Good control pitcher.
When David Palmer comes off the disabled list in a couple of weeks, he's probably going to be sent to Denver where he can pitch in rotation. 2-2. He gave up 7 runs in an inning and 2/3 Wednesday night against San Diego, and that's one way to learn the route to Denver.
That's a very fast plane trip.
3-2 now.
I told you what good control. Threw one inside, almost hit me, and one in the dirt. Come on, Ratzer.
The Giants lead 6-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Billy North has knocked in all the Giant runs today with a 2-run double in the 5th and a grand slam homer in the 7th, the first of his career. Foul ball.
Boy, Milt likes to pull that ball. Every time that ball comes close to the plate, he's trying to pull it.
His father was a major league ball player, an infielder with the Philadelphia Phillies in years gone by. Pinky May, third baseman. He's on with a free ride. So Ratzer has given up a single and a walk, but a double play sandwiched in between. Now John LeMaster will check in. LeMaster has been a factor in both rallies. He doubled with 2 down in the 5th to start the rally that saw the Giants take the lead. Then he walked and scored in the 7th. Foul on a play. In the 7th, with the bases loaded and 1 out, Morgan, LeMaster, and Blue were aboard. Billy North up. Dick Williams was trying to get through the inning because he wanted to pinch hit for Rogers. Strike, 0-2. But North hit him for a grand slam, hit Rogers. And sure enough, Dick was able to pinch hit for Steve, but the score was 6-1 at the time. LeMaster pops it to short left, and Raines is there. And this inning is over for the Giants anyway. So a base hit and a walk and nothing else. After 7.5, the Giants lead the Expos 6-1.
Well here, John Wathan had 3 hits on the night, and he takes the left-hander down the left field line. Lou Piniella.
In quick oval at UCLA for the International Invitational, live on NBC Sports World. There's some great stars in that one. Dawson leading off in the bottom of the 8th for Montreal, strike 1. Dawson, infield hit in the third, 1 for 3 against Vida Blue as a 6-1 lead. Talking about big names in that UCLA Invitational. How about names like sprinter Stanley Floyd and James Sanford, and America's Steve Scott will face Ireland's Eamon Coughlin in the mile, and hurdle superstar Ronaldo Nehemiah putting his reputation on the line against the top field. All tomorrow on Sports World. Foul ball. But that's not all either. Funny cars blast down the strip in the NHRA, the World Drag Race Finals, and the Olympic medalists and world record holders compete in the AIW National Women's Collegiate Swimming Championships all tomorrow on NBC Sports World at 4 o'clock Eastern. Where's the ball? There's the ball.
That little thing gets tricky at times. You can't find it. He wants him to check and see if he swung. He did not swing.
Frank, you got a 6-1 lead.
Now, he's not going to say a word now. Look at the smile on his face. If it was the other way around, if he was down 6, he would have said something.
And you said that computer wasn't at work.
I tell you, Rogers pitched a foolish game. Made a lot of silly mistakes for a pitcher of his caliber.
You know, if that computer does work, we'll have 2 computers at home plate playing each other.
Just press the buttons.
Well, hit to left field by Dawson. It is gone, a home run.
He pressed that button, didn't he? Boom, did he hit it.
Touches the ball. His 6th home run of the year, and that brings the 48,000 alive here in Montreal.
Just a good fastball and a good hard swing. He got the bat of the bat on it, and I'll tell you, that ball leaped off of that bat. You knew it was gone as soon as you heard the crack. You said, bye-bye, baby.
And Ellis Valentine is over there telling him, man, if I was in the lineup today, I'd hit one right behind you. It is 6-2 San Francisco as Carter swings away and pops it to right field, and Jack Clark is there for out number 1. Dawson's home run, his 6th of the year, was the 22nd stroke for the Expos. Andre 2 out of 4 today. So Vida Blue giving up the home run. Still has a 6-2 lead as he faces Warren Cromartie, who is 0 for 3. You think Reggie Jackson is the only ball player has a candy bar named after him?
He is, isn't he?
No, well, maybe in the States, but here in Canada, they've got a candy bar named after Cromartie.
What do they call it?
I'm glad you asked. 1-0, right up the middle, but there is Johnny Lemaster behind the bag to make the play.
Wait a minute. Forget about the play. What do they call the candy bar?
The name of the candy bar named after Warren Cromartie is called a crowbar. What else? A crowbar.
Here it is. Crowbar. Got the fat of the bat on it, but right out of the end, just hit it off, and Vida got his glove on it again. He's been playing super defense. The Masters came over. Easy little flip to first. Cromartie's out. That's for cancer research, though, that candy bar, isn't it?
That's a fair ball.
It's a fair ball.
Out at first,
He's
and
out.
that'll do it. Yep, the crowbar contributes money to cancer research in Canada, and Warren's very happy about that. A run on the homer, that's all, though. 6-2 Giants. Giants coming to bat of the 9th.
Hitter. Final score 5-0. We go to the top of the first. This is the leadoff batter, Terry Harper.
At Boston, so check your listings for the game to be seen in your area as the top of the 9th inning comes on. And here is the man, Vida Blue. Blue with a walk and an infield hit, 2 runs scored, and a 6-hitter and a 6-2 lead. But the big bat has been swung by Billy North today. High and tight from Ratzer.
Blue has been a genius today. Really, really top-notch pitcher, and he's helped out the cause.
3-1. You know what a difference a year makes. Last year, the Expos just killed left-handed pitching, but this year, just the opposite. They haven't beaten a left-hander yet.
Yeah, but it's early. It's early. One game doesn't make a season.
3 balls, 2 strikes. It does if you lose the pennant by a game.
Yeah. Who is that man? Who is that man?
Still 3-2.
Who was that masked marvel we just saw? There he is again. The masked marvel. Boy, he has some kind of a day so far. But it's not over yet. We're talking like it's over. It's 6-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on or out. We're in the 9th. Vida gets on that one, but he got under it. Too much, and White is back. Jerry handles it. 1 out. Well, Billy North hit the first grand slam homer of his career in the 7th inning. And here it is.
And what a beauty, too. A fastball, and he just ripped it. And out it went. 1, 2, 3, 4 people crossed the plate. Great moment. First grand slam ever for Billy North. Look at it. What a feeling that must be.
Jimmy Davenport gave him the big handshake coming around third. Said, no, just how it feels, Bill. I used to hit him myself like that. Here's Billy again. 6 RBIs on a double and a homer. His highest RBI output in 1 game in his career. First grand slam of his career. Bounces it to Rodney Scott in the short play. Takes care of Billy. 2 down. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
Channel 23, KNDO, Yakima.
Merle Harmon and Ron Luciano with you from Montreal, where this afternoon Billy North blew a pitcher's duel between Steve Rogers, and Vida blew right out the window with a grand slam homer in the 7th for Vida to give him a 6-1 lead. And the Expos got a home run in the bottom of the 8th by Dawson to make it 6-2. And Steve Ratzer took over for Rogers after he went out for a pinch hitter in the 7th. And Ratzer's working to Enos Cabell with 2 down here in the 9th. Cabell 2 for 4 today. Couple of singles. Bangs one to left. Raines can't get this one. Not even his speed could get him back quickly enough on that one. And he might have, tell you, he didn't really play that one that well either.
No,
but
he
that's the inexperience in being in the outfield.
Yes, and Dawson is talking to him right now. Dawson's out there talking to him. Enos goes down for this ball. He's down in the strike zone. Gets good wood on it. Look at Range. You saw him. He should have never jumped in. It should have been back on the ball.
He cut across. He went right straight across.
Took the wrong angle. And Dawson, as soon as the play was over there, Andre's over talking to him, and that's exactly what he told him. Don't want to cross on that ball. That's the ball you have to go back on. As soon as you saw that ball off the bat, you should have been heading back and not towards me at center field, but back towards the fence.
Ball 1 to Jack Clark, who has a single and a double today. The Giants have come out hammering the ball. Last night they won 4-3. This afternoon they banged out 11 hits and have a 6-2 lead. Jack Clark whacks one to short, and Spire pulled him off the bag, and the run's gonna score. On to second base goes Jack Clark. So an error on Chris Spire brings home the 7th run for San Francisco as Cabell scored. Clark winds up at second. No RBI.
And it never rains for what it pours. We saw Chris the other time let the ball go and a little high, and he did the same thing here. He might be releasing the ball. Look at that ball. That's way up there. It might be releasing it a little too quick. When you release it quick, the ball has a tendency to fly on you.
Now it's 7-2 San Francisco, and Darrell Evans hitless today, and 4 trips is up. Ball 1. He has hit safely in every game this month. 8 in a row, but not today.
The Giants went into Met Stadium beginning of the week with a .228 team average, which is very, very low, next to the bottom in the league standings. And the Mets turned it around for them, and the Mets have been doing that this year. They made them hitters, and they came in here, and they're hitting the ball the same way. So maybe the secret to get out of a slump is go in and play the Mets for a few days.
Well, that was true back in the early 60s, and it's true here in the early 80s.
Can't anybody play this game?
Famous line of Casey. Giants, what'd you say they were hitting, 221 in New York?
228.
They're hitting 236 going into this game, so now they'll be up above 240 as the batting averages, even team averages, change rapidly if you're hot or cold at this time of the year.
And I tell you, for a team to jump 5, 6, 7 points, that's a lot.
Cincinnati has knocked off Houston 9-5. Jack Clark out at second base, on by the air. Steve Ratzer trying to close it out at the top of the ninth. And another run's going to come home as Evans gets his first hit of the day, shoots one up the middle. Here is Clark scoring. On to second base goes Darrell Evans. And the Giants lead at 8-2. As Evans continues now, his hitting streak is hit safely in 9 straight games.
And when it goes wrong, it all goes wrong. Evans continued. It's a good thing for Evans to get that base hit. Keeps his streak going, but Dawson's got to hit the cutoff man now. You don't go all the way to the plate with this ball. Cromartie was slow getting over there for the cutoff, so you got a man at second base now. So you're making all kinds of mistakes, and they're talking to Ratzer out there now, and I wonder what the airfare is to Denver. That was Galen Cisco, the pitching coach, who was out there talking to him.
It's expensive. Jerry Martin is 1 for 4 today. He had a single in the 8th inning. Evans gets a single, goes to second on the throw to the plate. Struck one to the knees. 8-2 Giants. They have banged out 12 hits this afternoon. And if my card is correct, the only man in the batting order who does not have a base hit for San Francisco is Milt May. Fouled out of play. Joe Morgan.
Let's see what the
to be up next if Martin gets aboard.
I'm going to see what the computer said about Milt May and whether or not he was supposed to hit.
Okay.
He was not.
He was not supposed to bat?
No, he was not supposed to hit.
Oh, okay.
He only had 1 hit at 9 at-bats for the 111. Hitting 111 against Rogers. So it holds true. Maybe the computer is here to stay.
Chris Spire will try it again to retire the side. And the Giants get a pair on a couple of hits and an error. And can the computer umpire, though? Who knows? The Giants take an 8-2 lead into the bottom of the 9th inning. Jerry White will lead off for Montreal.
5, even though the Pale Hose had the early lead, 2-0. But Al Woods sends Francisco Barrios' pitch deep.
To count 2 balls, no strikes, as Vida took about 4 warm-up pitches between innings and was ready. Yeah, 2 balls and a strike. That's Yuppie. Can he rally the Expos?
He's trying. Remember, we got to point out that, of course, Vida wants to get out there and wants to throw. There's a fly ball to center field, and North has to pick it up on a bounce. We got a single. We've got to point out that just earlier in the week, Wednesday night, they're playing the Mets with a 9-run lead going into the 9th inning. The San Francisco Giants let the Mets score 7 runs. If they do that here, it's going to be a losing cause, and they're going to lose 9-8. So anything can happen. And Vida Blue is anxious. Woo, he wants to throw.
Chris Spire is the batter with a runner at first. Outside a ball. Well, we got to vote on the MVP for the ball game.
Well, you know who I say. Go ahead.
This one's easy. Billy North, right?
It's
Billy North.
Easy. That's
6
easy.
RBIs, a double, a grand slam homer. Spire fouls it out of play. So this week's NBC Miller High Life Player of the Game, Billy North. Miller High Life is happy to present a check, $1,000 in the name of Billy North to the Special Olympics. Spire had a base hit in the 7th on the infield. In the hole, LeMaster to second, back to first. They get them both. So there are 2 down, and now Bobby Ramos, I believe, is going to be coming up. Bobby Ramos is coming on. Born in Cuba, grew up in Miami. NBC's Baseball Game of the Week has been brought to you by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. By Ford and your Ford dealer, who invites you to test drive the EXP, America's new personal sports coupe. And by Skin Bracer Aftershave. Skin Bracer takes care of men who take care of their skin. Skin Bracer by Menon. Bouncing ball to first, this ought to do it. And Bobby Ramos is out, and the ball game is over. And today's game has been brought to you by the U.S. Army. The Army, a great place to be all you can be. And Vida Blue pitches his first complete game of the year, and the Giants walk off the field with an 8-2 win, and they made it 2